growth in character from the ministering of hands.
All right, so in Revelations chapter 2, verse 19, here's what it says. I know your deeds, your love and faith, your service and perseverance, and that you are now doing more than you did at first.
You know, we see Jesus commend the church in Thyatira for their deeds and their faith and their perseverance, as well as noting that they're doing more than they actually did at first.
The key point in this passage is the fact that believers in Thyatira had persevered in their faith, so Jesus is making sure that he connects with that.
Now, the word perseverance comes from the Greek word hypomone, which refers to a person who's steadfast, patient, and constant in their difficulties and even their suffering while they're waiting to achieve success.
Now, the King James Bible says that believers in Thyatira were commended for their works and for their charity. So the King James Version reads just slightly a little bit different than the NIV, which we just read to you. And we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at that.
Let's do that. And we're reading here in Revelations chapter 2, verse 19. It says, I know thy works and charity and service and faith and thy patience and thy works, and the last more than the first.
All right, so the word charity is used in place of the word love in the King James Version because the original Greek word that was used was agape, and agape means brotherly love, and we can assume that that love by the Thyatiran believers was not just for believers, but it was also for non-believers in the city as well.
I believe that too. And the church in Thyatira had agape for others and faith in Jesus, as well as having good deeds and service, or as the King James Version puts it, works and works.
That word works is used twice, and so there's kind of a meaning behind this. Now, we may think that good deeds and service are the same, but they're really kind of slightly different in how they're used in this passage.
That's right. You know, deeds are the literal activities and work being completed or actual work of the hands. So.
Right. Now, the word service refers to the reason or the motives for carrying out the deeds, right? So the reason for the deeds are to minister to others on behalf of the gospel in Jesus. And that, I think, is a very important point here.
And here's actually how it reads in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 12. Live such good lives among the pagans that though they accuse you of doing wrong, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day he visits us.
The church in Thyatira had persevered in doing good deeds, and they had demonstrated their love for others and faith in Jesus by serving others. So that's the point. It's saying here, I recognize you persevered. I recognize you've done deeds and good things and stuff like that. But he's saying, and you've done it to others even while being persecuted.
That's right. And when you see the word perseverance and service together, it indicates a rejection of the Christians in Thyatira, even while they were serving those in need.
Persecution doesn't occur when you're just inactive in your faith. Let's point that out, right? Or when you silently or silent about Jesus' name, or when you just attend a church service and then do nothing else the rest of the week.
Right.
Perseverance or persecution comes when you're active in your faith and you're standing up in the name of Jesus and you're not ashamed of it and you're speaking up for what's right. So persecution comes in a way that it means you got to be open about being a Christian, right, and not afraid of that.
And many people in the world engage in charitable acts and help others in need, yet they're not persecuted.
Right. The difference here is that the believers in Thyatira were open about how Jesus was their example and that Jesus was their motivation.
Now, a fallen world does not hate acts of kindness. It hates the act of love at the cross by Jesus.
Jesus commends the church in Thyatira for doing more than they had done at the beginning of their faith.
Right.
This is an indication that believers should continue to grow in their faith and do as much as they can to serve others, even if you don't feel like it, right? You know, even if your favorite show's on, right? Or even if the ball game's on, right? We should be doing as much as we can to serve others.
Now, growing in the Christian faith means that you add more to your faith as time passes and as God permits.
This can certainly mean doing more ministry activities and serving others, but it also refers to growing in godly character. And so there should be a different person years after being saved at the cross than that little baby Christian that got saved at the cross. It's not that Jesus' work wasn't complete at the cross to bring us into heaven, but God's kind of watching to see, are you willing to commit yourself in your life and your choices and your heart to me? And doing that based on what you saw him do at the cross. So that's kind of important here.
And it's not Jesus that changes, it's us. We change and grow in him as time goes on. So, okay, now here's what it says in 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 5 through 7. It says, For this very reason, make every effort to add to your faith goodness, and to goodness, knowledge,
yeah.
and to knowledge, self-control, and to self-control, perseverance, and to perseverance, godliness, and to godliness, mutual affection, and to mutual affection, love.
We should all strive to grow in faith by making sure we grow in godly character, in service to others, and realize that godly character is evident by our service to others most of the time, because people in the unbelieving world and position will never know about God's love unless they observe a lot of that through our actions, because that's where they're at with it, right? So we need to make sure we connect our service to others, helping those in need, to our testimony and to our faith, and all of that's a part of the way we take the gospel to an unbelieving
Because
world.
it's not all about us, and it's
Right.
not about us being comfortable.
Absolutely.
We have to step out.
Thank you for joining Les and Tracy King for A Word on the Word. Visit awordontheword.tv to receive their latest audio or video broadcast. A Word on the Word is sponsored by First Century Ministry